tips you can give to your clients, your athletes?
The honesty. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Be consistent in whatever it is that you're choosing to do with your training and these kinds of things. And three is to take good care of yourself, and that includes the eating and all the food, and actually making sure that you're nourishing your body correctly so that you can actually continue to do the things that you like to do. So if you can be honest with yourself, you can stay consistent, and you can nourish yourself with the right kind of foods. And that includes spiritual health, which means the people that you associate with that are positive in your life, that's a nourishment as well.
Most important thing, I think so. You said the food, so what about that? Tell us just a couple of things about how you feed your body, how you can recover, you can stay lean all the year, and how you can have the energy, the right energy to perform every time, every day, and maybe 7 days a week.
Nutrition is a very nebulous and vast entity. I generally only give nutritional opinions now, as opposed to nutritional advice. So for what I do, it doesn't work for everybody, but typically I like to think that I eat pretty clean with my diet. I don't eat garbage and junk food. I will have.
So you are not a follower of if it fits your macros.
No. Just because if it fits your macros, no, that doesn't. I don't believe that acquiring, if you can give yourself, let's hypothetically say 100 grams of carbohydrates a day, I don't believe that 100 grams of sugar from licorice or a candy bar will have the same effect on the body as 100 grams from a sweet potato.
Sure.
The two will have a very different effect on the body. So you've got to be a little bit more intelligent than that, and to be able to understand that, brain chemistry and being addicted to chemical-laden foods. Sugar is a huge one. There's enough literature on sugar and the evils of it to really make you go, wow, I had no idea, because it's so processed. But generally trying to eat every 3.5 to 4 hours, balanced meals. I generally love my protein source, which is a lean source of either poultry, turkey, chicken. So chicken, turkey, fish, beef. There's a number of different meats. Try to get them from healthy sources, not giant mass-produced things, but if you can get them from farm organic, grass-fed, yes. These kinds of things, and then with vegetables, as opposed to loading up on. I can't eat personally now. I used to be an endurance athlete because I did competitive road racing on a bike. In those days, I could eat almost anything. I could almost get away with anything I wanted to eat because I was just so burning. I can't do that anymore. Yeah. So now, my carbohydrate choices are generally very, very clean, but once a week, typically, for me, I like either pancakes or waffles. So once a week, I will get up in the morning, I'll have my coffee, and I'll have my waffles, and I will thoroughly enjoy that meal.
So it's just one meal?
Yeah.
One cheat meal?
Yes.
So use your mind.
Yeah, exactly. If I do a lot, however, though, let's say my workload capacity and I'm finding my body's getting too depleted and I just don't have enough, then I may get another cheat meal. It just depends on the week.
Okay, man. Movement cultures, weightlifting or bodybuilding, and so the many different expression of training, fitness. Tell us about the connection between those different words. The one could be helpful for the other one, and vice versa.
They are very different worlds. When you take a weightlifter, for example, who goes in and trains for like bodybuilding exercises, and you have them come in here and you ask them to say, show me you can do a 500-pound bench press, but show me how to do a planche on the floor. Or vice versa. You can do an amazing planche with your light body weight, but put 350 pounds on a bench press and please, push that off your chest. Movement is very, very specific. So the connection is, yes, they're both physical, of course, and yes, they both have their own benefits, but it's a matter of specificity. Yeah. So In general, I'll say that it's easier to pick up weights and to lift. It just simply is, than coordinating your own body weight around. Now, the smaller you are in stature, physics would dictate that it's a little bit easier to coordinate and move your body. That's why you see most of your elite level gymnasts, they're very, they're smaller statured people. And of course, there's always room for the outlier or the rare person that comes along, that has certain abilities and gifts. And of course, people can train. So I remember with one of my first movement coaches, Edo Portal. He said, don't ever let size and don't ever let age make an excuse for yourself not to pursue those things, because you can do these things. And he was really the first person that came along that really freed me from that mental jail that I'm too big, I'm too muscular for this kind of stuff, I don't have the flexibility in some of these movements. No, you have to train those things. But it also means that you have to have the psychological pliability. You have to have the mental flexibility to be able to go, okay, I'm going to go into this, I'm going to be patient with myself because it's going to be completely different than lifting weights. Or I'm going to leave my gymnastic stuff and I'm going to go in, I'm going to try to build my body up, I want to put more mass. Only to find out maybe it's taken a lot longer for them to actually develop the quality muscle on their bodies, but they can still do certain things. Most of the time when it comes to this stuff, the only thing that really connects those things is the fact that they're both physical, but that the movements themselves are completely different. And the fact is that most people who are really good on the floor stuff are usually unwilling to move toward the weight room. And most people that are really good in the weight room, they're deathly afraid to actually look bad.
That's true.
They don't want to look bad trying to do a handstand that they know requires a skill level or a front lever or something of this nature. And again, this is why the birth of the new breed athlete came along, because I wanted to be the first person. I'm in my 40s, I'm over 200 pounds, and I can do some of these things, and it didn't come overnight. It took a long time to acquire these things. But then I can go back in the weight room and I can still kill it in the weight room. And I love having the diversity of those things, but you have to be willing to endorse and go into both worlds, and not have the ego about, I'm here to learn. That's why I want to be here. So leave the ego at the door, come in, just avail yourself to the learning. And the students that are going to approach you, I would just recommend the same thing, go to Matt for the, with the level of humility to learn, and he will give you all you need. So.
Thank you. What about the next target or goal you want to reach?
I don't think it's a physical goal. The next goal that I want to do is to be able to cultivate more people in this mind, body, spirit philosophy and way of thinking, because I think it a little bit gets too hung up into maybe if I can just get this skill down and I can do it within this amount of time. No, I'm really cultivating, I want to develop people to be active, and of course I want them to succeed in these skills, but once they acquire the skill, I want them to continuously evolve and not be like, see, in America especially, we're horrible here because we believe that after 90 days is, I'll do this thing for 90 days and I'll be in the shape that I want, and then their bodies go, so they get the body for a little while, they might be able to get the body, and then they go back to their old ways of living. So I want to exemplify a lifestyle, and I want my coaches to also possess this greater understanding for their students. People are going to initially come to you because they want to acquire a body or a skill set or a set of skills that they think that you can give them. That's an opportunity for, however, a coach to really actually create something far more valuable, far more important over the course of their lives, as opposed to simply doing some things more on the temporary surface level. So at this stage, my own personal goals, my target goal isn't so much of I'm always going to evolve physically. I'm always going to push a little bit harder here and there. But that's not the crystal vision that I have now, is reaching more and helping people become better coaches. Like having you certifying Rob Pretorius this last weekend, working with Phil Eggleston. There's a guy back east that I'm working in, Nick Keenan, and Really happy about the people that are coming into the fold because their minds are very mature in this. They understand it's not about novelty now. This is really a greater understanding, a greater philosophy that yes, you're going to work hard, you're going to take care of yourself, but you're also going to learn how to connect with other people and really develop and build these people up.
20 seconds to add anything. Do you want to say something more?
No, just really happy that you came into town to stay longer this time. Since you come all the way over from Italy, it's actually well worth having you here for a while so that you and I can actually train and you can really get a lot out of it. So the people that come over like for these immersions as an example, having some of them in longer than just for the extended weekend is very rewarding. So I would recommend that people that have an opportunity to come into Spokane to actually work with me to plan on staying for a while, do some privates so that I can really articulate you and you can actually walk away with some good memories.
Okay, thank you so much, Coach. And
my pleasure.
now we're going to kill it.